Hello, guys. How are you doing today? Good morning to some of you. Good afternoon to some of you as well. As you know, and I've been talking with you many times over. My name is Gustavo Romero. I'm an international business coach. I say myself international because I have clients from all over the world: Asia, Africa, Middle East, Latin America, here in United States, in Canada, Mexico. And one of the things that I wanted to address today to talk with you is about achieving your 2023 goal. And I'm sure many people wants to achieve those goals that they have not achieved this year. And I'm going to be honest with you, the reason you did not achieve the goals today is because you keep doing the same thing you've been doing for the past years. You haven't changed. Now we can change by changing our behaviors. But if we don't change our paradigm, who is causing our behavior, then nothing's going to change. It does change a little bit. Now, a personal experience. I wanted to wake up early in the morning, go to the gym, and the purpose was to race motorcycle. And I was waking up every day, and I was going to have no problem. I lost my purpose. I bought another motorcycle. I decided I didn't want to win in the races. I just wanted to go have fun. My purpose changed, and it was very hard to wake up in the morning because it wasn't a purpose behind that will motivate me to wake up early. I have to wake up around 4 in the morning, go to the gym around 5 because my day start around 6 a.m. Uh, working, right? And so I lost my purpose. And then I realized that that changed a lot in me. My results did not accomplish the way I wanted. However, I am racing in a bigger motorcycle. Most motorcycles are about 200 pounds. My motorcycle, fully equipped, is about 500 pounds. So yeah, I am accomplishing something that I wanted to do to race the whole championship in this motorcycle. And I'm doing so. Now, winning in this motorcycle might not be the right tool, but it's a personal accomplishment that I want to achieve. Now, again, changing your way of doing things will not be accomplished if you don't have a strong purpose. What do we mean with a strong purpose? It means that when you want something really, really much, that wanting will help you to persist. And that persistence is going to help you to overcome the obstacles that you're going to find in your life. Now, those obstacles you're going to find in your life are going to be big or small for as long as you hold an image of what you want in your mind and you get emotionally involved with that image, which makes your purpose strong enough. I will say that if you focus on building your purpose and you have a clear purpose, which has to be an emotional purpose, it cannot be something that you put in paper and you say, this is going to be my goal. I'm going to achieve it. You have to see it. Faith is a beautiful thing. And I'll explain why faith is so beautiful. Faith is believing today in something that you don't have. And the Bible said, when you go and pray, you ask for what you want, but you have to act as what you're asking for is already here. In other words, faith is believing in something you cannot see. Faith talks about the future, but also talks about believing. Believing is the present. So you're talking something in the future, and something in the present. This, you see, the difference between the present and the future is time, right? It could be 1 hour, it could be 1 day, it could be 1 year, is time. But the difference between faith and this time is that belief is present, faith is the future. So actually, faith is asking you to believe in something you don't have in the present. So faith is beautiful because there's no time. There's no time. I'll explain with this. Faith is so strong that it can actually move mountains. Now, most people don't move mountains, but there's mountains out there that people do move. I'll give you an example. I live in a small town here in Naples, Florida. It's called Ave Maria. In this town, we have a kid who had cancer, 14 years old, and he was not able to change that, right? Stage 4, not looking good, and things that were not working the way he wanted to work. There's nothing he could do. He could work really hard. He could go to the doctor, do all the treatment. The cancer was growing. It wasn't going away. I saw this kid. Then we Catholic in this community, so they bring relics. And this kid really put his faith that if he touched certain relic, he will be healed. And he was healed. He touched a relic, went to a doctor, the cancer was gone. That is a miracle. Miracles don't only happen to Catholics. It happens to all across. I work with a lot of clients that are Jewish, Muslims. I get clients who don't believe in God and have clients that do believe in God. And I'll say there's probably across the board, many people do not have this faith. Faith has nothing to do with religion. Faith has to do with you believing and acting that what you're asking is going to come to you. God is impartial. God doesn't matter. God doesn't care if you're Jewish, if you're Catholic, if you're Protestant, if you believe in God or not believe in God, or if you are Muslim or any religion, doesn't really matter. I mean, in Asia, we have other religions too. God only matters one thing, that he's going to give you what you truly believe is possible to you. So all comes to believe. And so what I ask you is to trust that you don't have to be an electrical engineer to go and turn that switch and see the light coming on. Trust me that by you developing the strong faith, you will accomplish miracles in your life. Now, is this a business coaching talk, or is this a preacher's talk? Well, it's not a preacher's talk. It's really related in business. You want to accomplish great things this life. You want to be promoted to another company. You want to be promoted in another job. You want to start a business, or simply you just want to get better in your own business and attract more clients. Believing in you and believing that things will manifest in your life because you believe in them is a key. In my personal life, I will say, I could do thousands of things, but I know when I'm not in the right mood, I lose clients. Clients don't come to me. And when I'm in the right mood, clients come to me and have no idea where they're coming from. So that shows me that 95% of your success in life comes from your attitude, from your mindset. 5% for what you do. There's people out there that they probably can do better things that you can do it, but you are holding a position better because you know you are that person that has to be in that position. It's a confidence. God does not have favorites. He gave you exactly what you want. So not because some people were cured by cancer and survived, God benefit those and others don't. God will give you what you want, regardless whether you believe in God, believe in the universe. The universe will give you what you want. As long as you put out law of compensation, as long as you put out good energies, you will get paid good energies. But if you put bad energies, you will get paid bad energies. Out of all the laws, the law of belief is the strongest of all, and is the one who's been condemned so many people. Now, I don't want to get into much into religion, but what I want to say is this. You have the power of changing your life, because if mindset is 95% of the result you're going to have in your life, is 95% of the result that you're getting today, then it means you have the power in your mind to control your life. You see, most people, and if you join our group on Facebook, we have a coach, amazing guy. He's been working with us for about 6 months now. His name is Juan. He's putting a lot of videos out there. And if you get the opportunity to watch his video, you will learn a lot. And I will say this, one of the things that and he was explaining just recently, we all have 5 factory senses. And these factory senses are given to us with a purpose for us to adapt to the world. The problem is this is designed for us to adapt to the world, but then we have to use our intellectual faculties, which are 6, to be able to create our own life. The lie or the misconception that most people, or 98% of the people have, is that they have to adapt according to the factory senses, which is smell, taste, touch, hear, and see. And so they see the results in life, and their result in life, or the hearing, touching, or anything like that, affect the way they think. And the thinking is causing them to get exactly the same result. And they try to change those results, but nothing changes because they see the current results as the rule. If I am doing this, this is what I can do. And they struggle, they can't get out. Now, we do have intellectual faculty, which is beautiful: perception, imagination, intuition, reason, memory, and will. Now, out of all of them, they're all important, but the most important one, I would say, is imagination. Nothing in this world, not even the internet, StreamYard, which is what I'm using right now, this jacket, this tie, this shirt, nothing can be created without imagination. You see, the factory senses allow you to adapt yourself to your environment. The intellectual faculties allow you to create the environment that you want. We create cars, we create houses. Everything comes from our imagination. But those people who create those things, 98% of the people enjoys those things. They just look at it and enjoy it. 2 to 3% create those things in life. Those people who create, they use imagination to see what they wanted to see and create what they wanted to create. Now, most people will say, and I always put this example about the lot. There's 2 people walking in, and one person looked at the lot and said, "What do you see?" "Well, I just see an empty lot." And you ask another person, you say, "What do you see?" "Well, I see an hotel, or a shopping center, or a house, or I don't know, a pool, right? Community pool, right? The person who sees a community pool, what is he going to do? Because he sees something that the other person doesn't see, the person that just sees an empty lot, what he does is just walk and pass by. So now they see he's not using his imagination, he's not creating, he's just seeing and passing, adapting. Okay, well, maybe we can cross by the lot and maybe we can save some time to go into the other side, right? Trespassing, right? Now the other person is actually seeing an opportunity. Look around and find out that there's no community pools around. We're in this Florida. There's not many community pools. This is a great population. There's a lot of people growing up. I'm going to find out, what do I need to do? So he goes to the local government and asks, what is the permission to put a community pool? Asks a contractor, how much will it cost me to put a community pool? It asks a couple investors if they will be considering to have participation in a business or community pool. He is not coming with the money. He's not doing everything. He's using other people, expertise to create something that he wants. This is the beauty. Now, I'll ask you a couple questions. So, the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, and I will say that I learned it from college, when I went to college. I mean, many people probably understand. Industrial Revolution is when the world recognized that mass production right? We're gonna mass produce things. We're gonna lower the cost, and we're gonna lower the quality, and just mass produce an industrial revolution. Industrial revolution. But what was actually the key thing in industrial revolution? It wasn't production. When we most see production, it was when men realized that collaborating with other people, they can accomplish more. Wow. Collaborating with other people. How many people you can collaborate around you? How many people you can do great things? You see, in the United States, I didn't understand Thanksgiving that much. I was more into Christmas. But I love Thanksgiving now because it's a time of the year that is not religion based. Everybody thanks God for what they have, but it's the beauty of this is the collaboration behind Thanksgiving. You see, it's about having friends and family coming over, but it's not about one person making a huge meal for everybody. It's actually every person who is invited bring one dish, and everybody in the group get to enjoy a huge amount of food that they will never ever be accomplished to have by themselves. Is the power of collaboration, the belief. You see, the imagination gives us the ability, and the imagination or your intellectual faculties are your are muscles of your mind, muscles of your mind. And those muscles need to be constantly working because Bob Proctor explained this. If you put your arm like this for 6 months, after 6 months, you won't be able to move it. It's just your muscle has been worked. So you won't be able even to lift a pen, nothing. So your mind has muscles, the six intellectual faculties. I will say it: perception, imagination, intuition, reason, memory, and will. Right? And if you want to know more about these things, I invite you to participate in an event that we're having. It's called Thinking into Results. And this is Bob Proctor explained. And he did this seminar a very long time ago, but it's still very relevant for what you're going to learn and how you can apply and change your life. He is going to teach you and show you how thoughts become things and how thinking negative will cause negative results and thinking positive will cause positive results. The power is in your mind. The power is in you. You know, this is like this. You can believe in God and ask God, but if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. Now, we can put our faith in God that He will deliver to us, but God doesn't deliver to you exactly what you want. If you want money, He will ask you to believe in Him. Hey, believe in me, go out, look for the money. If you sit down at your table and looking for the money that God will deliver to you, it's not going to happen. There's a little joke, but it's a sad joke that I'm going to share with you. There's this person, very good person, stranded in the middle of the ocean, and he's asking, praying to God, hey, save me, save me. So there's a guy rowing a boat and said, hey, I see you're stranded in the middle of the ocean. I came through my boat to help you out. Do you need any help? It's like, no, I don't need your help. I'm praying to God. And so the guy leaves. He's getting more stranded in the middle of the ocean, and then suddenly a little sailing boat come in and say, hey, I can see you in the middle of the ocean while I'm sailing here. And do you need any help? Let me help you. It's like, no, I'm okay. Just keep on going. I got all taken care. I believe in God and He will save me. Finally, it's very, very deep into the ocean and he's getting tired. And he's saying, God, I don't know when are you going to show up? But you don't do it soon. I'm going to drown here. A big vessel shows up and said, hey, we just saw you. If you need any help, we'll help you out. He's like, no, I'm okay. I'm tired, but God will save me. I have faith in Him. He finally drowned. Disappointed, go to heaven. and said, hey, God, I'm very disappointed of you. I was a strong faith person and I truly believe in you. And you let me die. And God said to him, what do you mean I let you die? I sent you 3 people to help you. And you never took the help of those people. So God will not help you stretch your hands directly, but He will send the right person to your life to change. But first, you need to be willing to be open minded and accept those. You know, I would just say I'm studying this book, Think and Grow Rich book. It's an amazing book. And here it said something very interesting that the opportunities in life, they never come knocking your door as the way you want it to be. You see, in the chapter of in the first chapter, it talks about how um, Ed, Edwin C. Barnes, who has no money and didn't know Thomas Edison, he has a burning desire. He really wanted to be in partnership with Thomas Edison. So let's say there's a very wealthy, successful man in your country, in your city. You don't know him and you have no money. And you have the burning desire to be his business partner, not his employee, but his business partner. Well, that was the case of Edwin C. Barnes. He wanted to be a business partner for wealthy men, and he has no money. He has such no money that he couldn't even pay the fare of the train to get where he was, and he didn't know him. End of the story. You can read the story on the Think and Grow Rich book. But I will say this: when he approached to him and saw him, he was so determined to become a business partner that he doesn't. When he started working with um, Thomas Edison, start working for him, he was not a salesman. He was actually the guy cleaning up around the house. He was doing chores that no one valued. But in his mind, he knew that he one day will have the opportunity to become his business partner. What it means, sometimes you might ask for the gold and they give you a shovel. You want the gold? Here's the shovel. You say, what do you mean? I don't need the shovel. I want the gold. Well, shovel. And C. Barnes shoveled for 5 years and never find the gold. 5 years, never find the gold. And after 5 years, Thomas Edison invented the dictating machine, which all his group of salespeople did not want to sell. And that was the opportunity, because deep in his heart, Barnes knew he could sell that. He was never a salesperson. He was just with a shovel cleaning up. But he shoveled every day for 5 years, and he found his goal. And he said, I can sell that machine. And Thomas Edison said, well, no one wants to sell it. Go ahead and sell it. And he not only sold one, but sold all the units he produced. And Thomas Edison, remember when he saw it the first time, he said, okay, I'm going to give you a national representation for this equipment. And he became so wealthy, 1930s, so wealthy that no one could believe it. You see, a lot of people said have a gift. You have a gift because you've been blessed. People are blessed because they put their heart and soul in working what they want. Now, for example, there's a lot of the people in the world. You got Mother Teresa. She accomplished great things, but she have to believe that she can accomplish great things by God. But she never asked God out of magic. She put really hard work in it and believed that people will also value what she was doing. And then people get closer to her. Life is not about competition. Life is about creation. And I explain you this to you. You might be in sales. You might be in your business. Any business that you can. You know that there's a reason why you're doing business with that particular people you're doing business with. The reason is because you share something in common. Now, how does that matter? Well, you can have a client, someone come out with a bigger price and take the client from you. You said, that guy's competing with me, but how? What he did, he's more expensive than me, but he still got the client. Because that client wasn't meant to be with you. It was meant to be with him. And that shows you there's no competition. There's always going to be a client for the right person. And you will attract the clients who are right for you for as long as you always provide a solution for them. What it means is, it doesn't matter whether you have a business or you are an employee. For as long as you become the solution of a problem that your prospect have, you have value. And any value. A Rolls Royce offers great solutions for someone who wants to show himself as wealthy and successful. It's not about the car. You can probably get a better car with a Honda Civic. It will never break down. You can run it for 400,000 miles, just changing the oil. The Rolls Royce will never do that. At 100,000, the engine is gone. So every person has to provide a solution to someone else to be of importance. So this is the beauty. If you are not missed, you are not needed. If you are not needed, you can be replaceable by someone else. So make yourself needed and missed by you becoming the solution for someone else's problem. When you are able to achieve that, you will get anything you want in life. Now, most people, we were talking today in the presidential roundtable of the Southwest Florida Chamber of Commerce. Very interesting. First time I was there. And there was a lot of needs and problems. And every problem that you see is an opportunity for you to create something new. But you won't be able to see those opportunities if you don't have developed your intellectual faculties to see those opportunities. Because opportunities, you don't see them with your eyes. You see them with your mind. That's the way you see opportunities. Believe in yourself. There's only one reason you're still alive. Because if you don't believe in yourself, there's something else around you that still believe in you. So believe in yourself and know that any success you want in your life, you can accomplish for as long as you believe in it. And if you don't believe in me, that I know that you can accomplish anything you want in your life. No matter whether you are in Africa. We have a Facebook group. I will tell you something, a miracle. Our Facebook group on January of this year was 2,000 people. And it took me a lot of people to join. It took me about a year, almost 2 years, just to get to 2,000 people. Today, within this year, we are over 10,000 business owners from around the world who has joined our group. We got people from Zambia, Tanzania, Nigeria, Uganda, Ghana, from China, from Taiwan, from Nepal, from Mozambique, from Saudi Arabia, from Sudan, from South Africa. Actually, very interesting. I was just talking with someone from, he was from Sudan, and he didn't speak English, and I didn't speak Arab. but we have a conversation in Arab because I was using Google Translate. Just recently, yesterday, someone from Japan sent me a text message in Japanese. I don't know Japanese. I use Google Translate. We talk. I recommend a book to him. I give him some guidance. He didn't know any English, and he asked me how he could get information in Japanese. And I did that. We got people from the US, from all over, all business owners, entrepreneurs, people who wants to succeed. And they can. I will say my personal experience is with young kids. Now, what I explain with that is that I was a professor of entrepreneurship for two universities down in Chile. And when I was teaching for the first year of business school, there's a kid 18 to 22 years old, and I asked them to start a business. Actually, the administration asked me, give me some books, and said, teach them entrepreneurship and give me a couple books. They said, you can't teach someone to make bread without getting dirty. They need to start a business. And so I put a rule. You can't sell to a friend or a family member. You have to start a business. And within 4 months, if you don't sell $6,000, which probably is for some people is not a lot of money, but this kid who's never started a business before, it was a lot of money. And especially when I said, I don't care if you get good grades. If you don't sell the $6,000, you don't pass this class. And many of those kids have scholarship. They needed to pass the class. There was no way out. They said, I can study all I want. I can memorize everything you tell me. Just give me the test and I'll pass it. Nope, you got to sell. This is an entrepreneurship class, and you don't sell, you don't make money. You don't pass this class. It's not about you surviving. I will say everyone passed, but a lot of people were very stressed. This is the same when there was a young fighter. I was put it that way. I don't know the whole story perfectly, but he went to a fight, a war with another country, and that country outnumbered them to that war. And so he went and put everybody in boats and he burned his ships. And when he burned his ships, he told his people, there's two ways to return home, dead or alive. But I will say that you cannot return home if you don't win this war, because the ships that we came in are all on fire. They won the war. They have no choice. They win or they die. Most of them, they were fathers and they didn't want to go back to their kids, so they won the war. So that shows you that the system that I use to push those kids to sell or they will perish, it works. And it works amazing. And I'll tell you a couple of experiences that I have. I have 3 amazing experience with kids. And I said, kids are amazing. If you teach a kid how to fish, they'll create an industry out of it. Now, most people, I would say not everybody, but a lot of people older, you teach them how to fish, they probably go to a lake and start fishing, start a small business. Kids has magic in it. I would say everybody has the magic. It's not everybody believe in themselves. Kids believe what you tell them. You tell them you can become a million in 5 years, they'll become a million in 5 years. You just don't tell them how to do it, they won't be able to do it. They have that energy. I was talking with a guy who was, and I'll come back to the stories. I just talked yesterday with a guy who was an insurance agency. And he told me, well, 15 years ago, I was making $500,000. Obamacare came in and my business dropped to $220,000. So I can help you to get back to 500,000. But you know what you lost? He didn't know what he lost. 15 years ago, you didn't care about making 500,000. You only care about doing amazing, being great. You didn't care people say no. You just go and find the people that say yes and move your business. And when your Obamacare came in and your business didn't do so well, you got scared. You wanted to survive. You went to survival mode. If you want to get back into the 500,000, you're going to need to get out of survival mode. He was old, about 60 years old. He hung out. He didn't want to go back. He was comfortable with fear. And he will never get out of that. When fear takes over your life, you will never, ever get out of where you are. You need to act without fear. But this is the beauty about this. And this is kind of the story I'm going to share. There was these kids just recently started a group, and they came to me and said, hey, we have this opportunity to invest about $1,000 to rent a space. We got some people we know. We're going to consign some cars, and we can sell cars this weekend. You just give us assignment on Monday, and we can do this weekend. But I want to ask you a question. I said, yeah, sure. Ask me a question. And so he said, we don't know what to do. So what do you mean you don't know what to do? You got a business, go for it. What if we fail? If we fail, we're going to lose $1,000. All right, that's a cheap way of failing. You could fail for more than that. But put it this way, if you decide to make the business or you decide not to make the business, there's a 50% chances. There's a 50% chance of being successful, also a 50% chance of being a failure. If you make the business, you can fail or succeed. If you choose not to do it, you're choosing to fail. You made that choice to fail. If you're choosing to succeed, that 50% actually goes up to 95%, which is you know and choose to succeed with the intention to fail. Everybody choosing a business to succeed. So your odds really goes up to 90% of succeeding and only maybe 5% of failing. Failing is in your mindset. But I will say, even if you fail, it's a cheap way of failing. But I don't think so you're going to fail. I think so you're going to succeed. I think you follow my instruction. Just go, do it, and believe that you will sell those cars. Put it as a goal. Write it down. They came back Monday with $20,000 in sales. Oh, actually, it was profit. They sold all the cars they consigned in one weekend. And they actually didn't have to do much in the class because they sold $20,000 in 2 days. Amazing? I think it's amazing. I'll tell you another story. Another lady came here. She wanted to start a consultancy firm. Oh my, consultancy takes time. I know, I had a consultancy more than once. And she wanted to really, it was a very innovative idea. She wanted to make these lollipops ice creams. In Chile, we eat a lot of ice cream. Actually, believe it or not, Chile is the #1 consumer in the world in ice cream. It's about 79 liters of ice cream per person a year. We eat a lot of ice cream, even in wintertime when it's cold. It's a cult of ice cream. And so she wanted to make diet ice cream. Interesting. There were no diet ice cream by that time. This happened about 20 years ago. There were no diet ice cream by that time. It was a good idea. She went she reviewed it, made some proposals. And a month before the class end, came back and said, we are not going to be able to make the money because it's been taking too long. I knew it was going to take long, but I knew that I needed to teach them a lesson. So they came and I said, okay, well, we'll see you next year. If you don't sell the money, you're not passing the class. She looked at me and said, I have scholarships. I need to pass. Okay, then you need to make the money. And so I said, look, Nokia was trading many different products, and they always change. They re-engineer the business. They're restarting new business ideas, new business ventures when one was dying off. I think so. This is something that you can learn from. We now study the case. We have study cases of different companies. They study Nokia cases, and they start selling baby clothes on Facebook. And within 1 month, it sold about $8,000. And they passed the class. Now, the third guy, this guy was amazing. I don't know if I could do it. I mean, maybe now I can do it, but this guy was 20 years old. He did came from a very entrepreneurial environment. His family were very entrepreneurial. He was an amazing kid. His first business was at 14 years old, importing gloves for the meat housing business. So you know the slaughters, and this is an interesting thing when a grocery store came and said this meat has never been frozen, especially beef. That's not true. It had never been water frozen, but it's being frozen because you cannot cut meat without being frozen. So that's an interesting thing. So anyway, they in the slaughterhouse they froze all the animals and they cut them with saw machines. And of course, your hands get frozen. You don't feel your hands when you cut it. So a lot of accidents happens when people cut their hands or fingers. So this kid discovered this glove. It's made out of steel, and it doesn't save you, but it makes a very, very loud noise to let you know that you're cutting yourself your fingers. And he did that at 14 years old, and it was a success. So he came in and he opened a leasing company, or he was leasing personnel. Now, it's very common now and all over the world that you have employees, you gotta pay them salaries and of course salaries, but you gotta pay them vacation and benefit and all the problems that come with employees. And if your employee, don't feel bad about it. It's just part of doing business with you guys. You're still worth any penny. But anyway, some of the employees are not very easy. And so he focused on forklifters. And when he focused on forklifters, he went to forklifter people and said, hey, you guys, yeah, I've been laid off. They don't pay me so much. Pay me about $10 an hour. How much you want to make? I want to make $15 an hour. Okay. He went to the companies and find out that actually the cost was about $30 an hour. Of course, the employee was only getting 10, but it was about $20 in expenses, insurances, and all that. And so he went to this company and said, I can get you for $25 an hour, forklifters. And then went to the forklifter and said, I can get you pay about $15 an hour. And so he used the people that was unemployed. He used a company who were already paying about $30 and sold them for 25, sometimes even $30 contract from leasing personnel. This kid sold in 4 months $350,000. I was just blown out. It's like I was nervous when I saw those invoices. I was like, there's no way. So I called, because I have to do it. I called every single company in every burst. Every company said, yeah, absolutely, we're doing it. And so it was amazing. So that shows you that if a 20 years old kid can make $350,000, if a student who has no money, use a scholarship to pay for their students' studies, can make 6,000, 8,000, and there's different groups that make everybody pass, so everybody made the $6,000. These are the three that I remember, and I always talk the most. If they can do it, you can do it too. They're not special, they're not blessed, but they believe in themselves, and you can believe yourself as well. Now, how do we help you with that? So we are business coaches, right? And we have a program which I want to invite you to look into it. There's no need to be commitment, but I want to invite you to register into our event that we have December 7, 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is New York time. So just go to Google, type New York time to your local time, set the day, come at 3 p.m. We're going to have, the event is about 1 hour. Bob Proctor is going to be talking to you about what we do, how we can help you. Now, why a coach is important in your life. Now, it's not me, I wish, but I will say this. the Harvard Business Review wrote an article about coaching. And they said that most of the top executives in the Fortune 500 in the United States, they are required to have a business coach. Coaching delivers 300% return of investment. That's what they said. Why? Because a coach, so you understand, is not about you working hard. You're working hard on doing landscaping, electrical work, plumbing, sales. You're good in what you do. We business coaches, first, we also have degrees. We are not just came out of nothing. I'm a business engineer. I have an MBA. I open and close and sold over 10 businesses. So I know what I'm doing. I do business taxes. I do personal taxes. I have an accounting firm, which I don't have anymore because I don't like to do accounting. And I don't do taxes anymore. But I do startups. I do registration of companies. I did funding for businesses. I did factoring, commercial loans. So I know what I'm talking about. But what we do as a coaches, regardless what I do or the people's different backgrounds, which most are coming from doing business, is our passion to help people to believe in themselves and show them there's an easy way to be successful. You don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning every day and go to work and thinking that way you're going to get clients. Because this is going to happen. You're going to be so busy that you won't be able to grow your business. You're trapped. I explain with that. I talk to a lot of employees who wants to start a business, and the easy way to start a business is moving from an employee to a self-employee. It's very hard to move from a self-employee to a business owner because the mechanic is different. A business owner uses other people who knows more than him to accomplish a result. A self-employed is someone who employs himself to do a task, which is probably the person who is very analytical and wants to do it right. They don't. So it's a way of thinking that no one can do it better than you, who always put you away from a business owner point of view. If you are the best in your company, you are not a business owner. You are self-employed. If you have surround with people who are better than you in different areas, you probably are a business owner and not a self-employed. Doing that transition is not easy, but it's possible. And this is the way how you use collaboration to get bigger and greater. During that process, the self-employed have the mentality, if they know more than me, they will compete against me. The business owner doesn't know much more than they do. So he wants to only use one very important tool. I will train them to become even better what they are, because that way they will be loyal to me, not compete to me. So it's different mentality. Now, as a business coach, we understand this, and we're here to help you to understand it as well. So you start fresh. Maybe you have to be a self-employed, but you don't have to remain a self-employed all your life. You could always transition to become a business owner. There's benefit for both, and there's headaches for both. A self-employed never have vacation. You stop working, stop making money. But you don't have to deal with people's problems, employees. A business owner has to deal with people's problems, employees. But he can go on vacation because the business can run without him. I would say it can run 50 to 60% without him. But that's the benefit of being a business owner. If you are an employee, I put it this way, if you're an employee in the United States, you are the person who pays more taxes. You have to have a small business to lower your taxes. You can talk to a lawyer or a business consultant or coach. What we help you with is that everything you need to become better version of yourself or have is all in your mind. Everything you want is in your mind. But the first things to change is your mind, is your mindset, is the way you think, the way you reason, so you can accomplish the result that you want. So again, and I know this is a little bit longer, I strongly recommend and suggest to you that you can accomplish anything you want in your life. Because if someone can be cured out of cancer, you can start a business and become a millionaire. It's up to you to make the decision, but you have to believe it first. We can help you to believe in it. So, like this, I want to thank you for your time and encourage you to register to our event. Go, learn as much as you can from it. If you can join us, join. It will be the best investment you can have in your life. 300% return on investment. Nothing out there will make you better. Nothing. I have an MBA. I finished my MBA, and the first thing I said to my mind, I regret spending the time and money on doing this because it's not going to help me to be better. Everything that I did in the MBA gave me tools, but 90% of that I don't use. I use some of it. And I was said, do an MBA if you really want to, but do it because they're going to pay you more money, not because you're going to be more productive. If you want to be more productive, if you want to double your income, if you want to make more sales, get coach. It was way cheaper and way better return than an MBA. An MBA is not going to get you more clients. It's not going to make you more productive. I assure you that. I'm a business engineer and I have an MBA, and doesn't mean that I'm more productive because I got an MBA. All the backwards. It doesn't really work that much. Now, if you want to go and spend $100,000 in MBA, go and do it. I thought like that, and I spent the money, and I became an MBA. Oh, give me open doors to do classes, which is the thing that I love the most. I think so. The best that the MBA give me is the opportunity to do classes on the university. But if you want to produce more in your life, if you really want to accomplish those goals, now, I had a friend recently achieve her goal. She said, I'm so happy I achieved my year goal before December. She was excited. I was excited, but also sad because she has so much more potential. If you achieve your goal in less than a year, you put a lousy goal there. You can accomplish so much more than that. Goals are designed to push you to become a better of you. If you accomplish it, then it means you didn't push yourself so hard. I'm thinking she's very intelligent, smart. She can set a very good goal. Hopefully a goal that she will push to very hard, more hard than today to accomplish. And will accomplish so much more. However, you got to set those goals. Be smart. If nothing has changed in the past, nothing will change in the future. The decision on your mind is not going to change that. You have to be trained. You have to be coached. Coach yourself. If it's not with us, find another coach. But make sure you find a good one that can actually deliver the results that you want. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And we'll look for my videos out there. I have YouTube channels and I've been in different platforms, and I hope so you guys can join us. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.